Hello everyone, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep and welcome to this seventh part of this series that is about reasoning based DI that we have been doing for a very long time now. The seventh part that we are discussing today. Okay, all these sets are actually taken from previous year CAT papers, ZAT papers, and all. So we just discuss these sets over here one by one to be more familiar with this type. Okay. So before I start, can you all please confirm it once to me? Is everything okay? Am I audible and visible to you guys? After that, I shall start. Once again, today we have three good sets from CAT, which I'm going to discuss in this class, and all of them are actually based upon, you can say, reasoning based DI that we are discussing in this class. Okay. So, can you all please confirm it to me? Is everything fine? Can you all hear me? Can you all see me? Is everything okay? Just tell me once, then I'll move ahead. Okay. I think that there are no operational issues. It looks everything fine to me. Okay, so the process of doing the sets would be exactly the same as we have been doing before this. I'll be showing you a set first of all. You have to read it, and after that, we'll be doing it together. So, first, you understand whatever best you can understand from that given data, and then we'll see that how do we solve these questions? What is the right way of solving them? So, here I would start with the very first set. It is here on your screen now. That's a set based upon LDOS number. So I'm putting it here on your screen now. So please start reading it. I know some data is going slightly below under this banner. So I'll try to reduce it a little bit so that it is visible to you. Yes, now I think it is visible. Please read the data, guys. So I'm sure many of you would have heard of this LDOS number based data set, which was there in CAT 2006, if I'm not wrong. Can I have a quick hello from all of you in the chat box once so that I also know that I am audible to you? Just a hello would suffice. If you are preparing for CAT, probably you would have heard of this LDOS number based set. I mean, this is considered to be one of the pretty difficult ones that have been asked in CAT till now. Okay, let's start reading it together now. So it says that mathematicians are, I'm sorry, just a second. Yes, mathematicians are assigned a number called Erdos number, named after the famous mathematician Paul Erdos. Only Paul Erdos himself has an Erdos number of 0. He says every person is given an Erdos number. So, of course, Paul Erdos must have been a very famous, very successful mathematician. So, therefore, a number has been, created on his name. And he says only Paul Erdos number himself has an Erdos number of 0. So, it looks like, from this statement, that a person who is as close to Paul Erdos, his number would also be as close to Paul Erdos. So he has an Erdos number of 0 because, of course, he is the closest to himself. Any mathematician who has written a research paper with him has an Erdos number of 1. So if there is anyone who has written a paper with Paul Erdos himself, will have an Erdos number of 1. For other mathematicians, the calculation of the Erdos number is illustrated below. So what do they do for the other people? That is told to you then. Suppose that a mathematician X has co-authored papers with several other mathematicians. From among them, from among the all other people, mathematician Y has the smallest Erdos number, right? So among all the remaining people, Y is a person, a random person, who has the smallest Erdos number. Let the Erdos number of Y be small y. So if that Erdos number of that person is small y, then X will have an Erdos number of Y plus 1. So basically, I can say here, so what I understand from this statement, that let us say some people wrote a paper together, P, Q, R, S, T. P had an Reynolds number of 5, Q had an Reynolds number of 8, R had 4, S has 9, T has 15. Let's say these were their Reynolds number. They co-authored a paper. So he is saying that it would be seen for every person that what is the ERDOS, smallest ERDOS number of person among the other people. So I would say among all of them, the ERDOS number of this guy will be 4, right? He says from among them mathematician Y. So he is, let's say Y. He has the smallest ERDOS number of Y. Let the ERDOS number of this person is small y, then X has an ERDOS number of Y plus 1. These all are X. So for each one of them, the ERDOS number would become 4 plus 1. तो इसका तो 5 था, 5 ही रहेगा. This 8 would become 5, this 9 would become 5, this 15 would become 5. Hence, any mathematician with no co-authorship chain connected to ERDOS has an ERDOS number of infinity. So if there is a person who has never co-authored a paper, right, with anyone who has an ERDOS number basically, so he would always be considered as infinity because we don't know what is his ERDOS number. The day he co-authors with someone, we will see that what is his ERDOS number, and that would be dependent upon the smallest ERDOS number among the people with whom he has co-authored. I hope this point is understood to all. So if some people co-author a paper, if I summarize it, if some people co-author a paper, we will see that who has the smallest ERDOS number. All the other people now will have an ERDOS number which is one more than this guy, and of course for this person it would remain the 4, right? Y would remain Y, but X, that is the other person, he will have an ERDOS number of Y plus 1. So others will become 5, but this person would always remain 4. So this is what he means by this statement, and this is all important in this data set, right? जब भी आपसे पूछा गया था तो इसमें यही एक important सबसे डेटा था जो यहाँ पे इसमें given है. Okay, I'll move ahead from here. आगे बढ़ जाते हैं. In a 7-day long mini conference organized in memory of Paul Erdos, a close group of 8 mathematicians, call them A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So these are 8 people. They discussed some research problems. Okay, these guys discussed something. At the beginning of the conference, A was the only participant who had an infinite Erdos number. A was the only participant who had an infinite Erdos number. Nobody had an Erdos number less than that of F. So nobody had an Erdos number less than that of F. So F had the minimum Erdos number among all, and A had the highest Erdos number. Of course, that was infinity. So the person with the highest Erdos number was A, and he was the only one with infinite Erdos number. After that, some information is given on the third day, what has happened. Then more information at the end of the third day, on the fifth day. What I've done, I've written all these informations on one single page, and let's start making the set from there. So here I have written all the information on the page. I hope all of you can see that. ये सबको visible है मेरे ख्याल से. So now looking at this information, we will try to fill up this table on your screen, that which person had what ERDOS number at the end of day 3 or at the end of day 5, because all the data is given according to that, that on day 3 this happened, on day 5 this happened, finally what happened. So I have made a table already, that what was their initial ERDOS number, then what happened on third day, what happened on fifth day. According to that, we have to fill up this table now. Okay, so I'm sure that I'm coming in the way of this table, so I'll just decrease its size a little bit. If you just allow me some time, so I will reduce its width, right? So this can be done now. Okay, now it is clearly visible to you, and let me put this data also a little above so that also can be seen. So now we have to fill up this table according to it. I'm sure it is visible now to each one of you. There is no doubt about it. ठीक है, अब हमें इसको fill करना है. So there was some initial ERDOS number. There was some ERDOS number at the end of third day. There was some ERDOS number at the end of fifth day. That I have to figure out from here using the data which is given to us. जो हमें बता रखा है उसके basis पे we have to fill up these things. Now a few things, if I pay attention to, they are: initially, it has already given that A had infinite ERDOS number. I have written it here. It has already been given that the minimum ERDOS number was of F. So that I have already written here. So he is the only one with infinite. He is the only one with F. What next? On the third day of the conference, F co-authored a paper jointly with AC. So on the third day, F, A, and C, they co-authored a paper. We already know that F has the smallest LDOS number among all. So of course, among A, C, and F also, he would be having the smallest LDOS number. And going by the information given to us before, if any person co-authors a paper with someone, तो जिसका smallest LDOS number होता है, the others have an LDOS number of one more than that. So can I say in this process, on the third day, if F, A, and C co-authored a paper, the LDOS number of F would remain F, but for A, it would become F plus 1, and for C, it would become F plus 1, right? Their LDOS numbers would become F plus 1, F plus 1. This was already mentioned there to us. Also, he says that this reduced the average LDOS number of the group of 8 mathematicians to 3. That means, according to this, the total of their LDOS number became 24. An average of 3 for 8 people. That means the total is equal to 24. The LDOS number of BDEGH remained unchanged with the writing of this paper. Okay, nothing else happened. So other people, they will have the same LDOS number. Further, no other co-authorship among any three members would have reduced the average LDOS number of the group of 8 to as low as 3. No other co-authorship among any three members would have reduced the average to as low as 3. That means if any other three people would have co-authored, we never have had this much of reduction. So can I say this means he's saying that with F, A, and C writing a paper together, we had the largest possible reduction in the DOS number, largest possible reduction. Now, what do you need for the largest possible reduction? Of course, we need the highest number to be reduced, and it should be reduced to the lowest number. The lowest number is already F. The highest number is already A. So can I say now C must be the person with the second highest LDOS number before? C must be the person with an LDOS number which was second highest, because if apart from C there was someone else who had a higher LDOS number, he would have created more reduction. C's LDOS number, let us say it was 10, and let's say it reduced to 3. If there was someone who had an LDOS number more than 10, that is 11 or 12 or 13, they would also reduce to 3, because everyone will reduce to F plus 1 only. So if there was someone else who had a higher LDOS number, he would have created more reduction. So if we say that these three people have created the maximum possible reduction, that means smallest person with an LDOS number is F, must be there in the group. Largest LDOS number must be there in the group. उसके अलावा भी if there is anyone there in the group, he must be the person with the second highest LDOS number. He must be there. Only then the maximum possible reduction can happen. I'm sure it is understood to all of you. Hello Krishna, hello everyone else. I am assuming that this part is understood to all of you. ये आपको समझ में बात आ गई है? Then I will move ahead from this point if this is clear. तो फिर आगे बात करते हैं about the other things, right? We'll move on to the next statement, that is statement number 2. He says, at the end of the third day, 5 members of the group had identical LDOS number. 5 people had identical LDOS number, while the other 3 had distinct. Now, at the end of the third day, these are the LDOS numbers. 5 people had identical LDOS numbers. Other 3 were distinct. I already see 2 people with an identical LDOS number. So can I say these 2 people should be a part of these 5 members? They can't be a part of these 3, because these 3 have distinct LDOS numbers. So these 2 people, that is A and C, they should be the part of that 5 members who had identical LDOS numbers. So 5 people have an identical LDOS number of F plus 1. 3 people have distinct LDOS number, out of which one is already F, which is already known to us. The other 2 we don't know. Let us say the other 2 guys have an LDOS number of X and Y. So 5 people with same LDOS number must be having F plus 1. One guy with a different LDOS number is F. Other 2 guys, I don't know who are these, but I am assuming that their LDOS numbers are X and Y, and sum is already given to us as 24. From here I can say 6F plus X plus Y is 19, because 5 into 1 5, ये उधर जाके minus हो गया, it became 19. I'm left with 5F plus F, that is 6F plus X plus Y. So 6f plus x plus y is equal to 19 from here. Okay. Now, let's try to figure out what can be f. Can f be equal to anything above 3? Of course not. वो तो x और y negative आ जाएंगे. Can f be equal to 3? I would say no, because if f is equal to 3, so 6 into 3 is 18, x plus y will become 1. Sum of two numbers is 1. Of course, one of them must be 0, other one must be 1. That is the only way. But f is the smallest ADOS number among them. How can someone else have 0 or 1? So f is equal to 3 is not possible. If f is equal to 2, then x plus y will become equal to 7. The problem is, if f is equal to 2, that means these 5 people with an ADOS number of f plus 1, all of them are having an ADOS number of 3, and x plus y is equal to 7. If x plus y is equal to 7 and x and y are different from f as well as f plus 1, do you remember this? 5 guys have an ADOS number which is equal, that is f plus 1, इन पांचों का ADOS number 3 हो गया. These 3 guys have distinct ADOS numbers, इनमें से एक तो 2 है. The other 2 must be having a different ADOS number from 2 as well as 3. And that should be greater than 2 as well, because f is having the smallest ADOS number. So 2 say it should be larger, and it cannot be 3, it cannot be 2. Is that possible? If it is not 2, it is not 3, it will be minimum 4, and then other one would be minimum 5. Their sum has to be minimum 9. How can I have sum of two numbers being 7, where none of them is 2, none of them is 3, and both of them should be greater than 2? If they are not 2, they are not 3, and they are greater than 2, they should be minimum 4. You cannot have 7 with that case. So therefore, even that is not a possibility, which means it leaves only one possibility for us, that f should be equal to 1. That f should be equal to 1. And if f should be equal to 1, what does that mean? That means this guy has an ADOS number of 1. Initially also he had an ADOS number of 2. This guy has an ADOS number of 2. This guy had an ADOS number of 2. There are 3 more people who have an ADOS number of 2. I don't know who are these 3 guys. Let us say this and this are the 3 guys. And the other 2 people have a sum of ADOS numbers as x plus y, 19 minus 6, that is 13. तो जो बाकी दो लोग बचेंगे, sum of their ADOS numbers is 13. I'm not saying that B, D, E are these 3 guys with 2 each. मैंने randomly से circle बना दिया है, right? Anyone can be these guys out of the remaining 5 people now, but I can say out of the remaining 5 people, 3 people have ADOS numbers of 2, and the other 2 have sum of ADOS numbers as 13, right? Then comes to third point. What does third point say? It says, on the 5th day, E co-authored a paper with F, which reduced the group's average ADOS number by 0.5. E co-authored a paper with F. F is already having an ADOS number of 1. So can I say E will have an ADOS number of 2 now? And because of that, he says the total group's average reduced by 0.5. If average reduced by 5 point, can I say the total reduced by 4? There are 8 people. Average of 8 people reduced by 0.5. So the total reduced by 4. If total reduced by 4, that means E had an initial ADOS number of 6. E had an initial ADOS number of 6. He was not the guy with an ADOS number of 2 here. ये नहीं था वो आदमी. इसका तो ADOS number पहले से 6 था. So he must be a part of these 2 people who have an ADOS number of 13. इसका मतलब there is one more guy who has an ADOS number of 7. There is one more guy who has an ADOS number of 2. But E had an ADOS number of 6 initially. Right? E authored a paper with F, because of which the average reduced by 0.5, average reduced by 5 points, that means total reduced by 4. And if writes a paper with F, so his ADOS number would become 1 plus 1, that is 2. 2 is after reducing by 4, तो पहले it must have been 6. 6 को 4 से reduce करोगे तभी तो 2 आएगा. So E must be that guy who had a distinct ADOS number among from the other people. जिन दो का 13 था उसका एक part से E था. He had an ADOS number of 6. No other paper was written during the conference. So this is also clear. So this is the final composition that we have now, on the basis of which we have to answer the questions. I'm assuming this part is clear to all of you. So I have written all these things slightly in a crisp way, right? Later on. तो यहाँ पे मैं ये पक्का कह सकता हूँ, C is the guy with the second highest ADOS number. So he had an ADOS number of more than 7, because 7 तो किसी का है ही. So he had an ADOS number of more than 7. Later on, it became 2. It remained 2. It remained 2. It became 2. It became 1. And this we don't know that which are these guys. So the table finally looks like this. I can say A had an infinite ADOS number initially, which became 2 later on and 2 again. C had an ADOS number of more than 7, which remained 2. E had an ADOS number of 6, which became 2. F had 1, it remained 1. The other three guys were 2227, 2227. Who were these guys? I don't know about that. Okay, let's have a look at this first question. How many participants in the conference did not change their ADOS number? These four guys did not change their ADOS number. This one guy did not change their ADOS number. इसका change हुआ, इसका change हुआ, इसका change हुआ. There are 5 people who never changed their ADOS number in the process. So my answer for this question is 5. अगर आप सबको समझ आ गया है तो प्लीज डू राइट यस इन द चैट बॉक्स सो दैट आई अंडरस्टैंड कि आपको समझ आ रहा है. सो दीज आर दी 5 people who did not change their ADOS number ever. Question number 2. The person having the largest ADOS number at the end of the conference must have the ADOS number at that time. Largest ADOS number at the end किसका है? So 22212227. The largest ADOS number at the end of the conference must have been 7. So my answer for this question is option B, that is equal to 7. Right? Next, how many participants had the same ADOS number at the beginning of the conference? So initial stage पे. So on the initial day, A had infinite, C had more than 7, E had 6, F had 1, others had 2, 2, 2, 7. So how many people had the same ADOS number? 3 people had the same ADOS number. The answer for this question is B, which is equal to 3. Then question number 4. ADOS number of C at the end of the conference. At the end of the conference, C had an ADOS number of 2. So my answer is option B. And the last question, ADOS number of E at the beginning of the conference, it was 6. So my answer is option C, that is equal to 6. These were the 5 questions based upon this set. Okay. I'm expecting that you understood this set. The set was actually very difficult. I mean, it is considered to be one of the most difficult sets that have appeared in CAT. So, of course, it took a bit longer, but I'm assuming that I was able to explain it to you clearly so that you understood that what exactly this set was all about. So that was set number 1. I'll move on to set number 2 now. So please read the data first. After that, we will start solving it. It's one of the very easier ones that have appeared in CAT. तो एक बार पढ़ लीजिए. And here I have a black dot which might not be visible to you. Right here, it's a black dot. Right, black square rather. So these black squares, you can say they are representing this. These black squares, they are representing Bose family. The white squares, they are family Ahuja family. These white circles are representing Umar family, and these are representing Dubey family. Just read it once. After that, we shall start doing it. So I think the data was not visible, so I have made it a little smaller so that you all can see it. I'm sure you have seen this. क्या कह रहा है? The data point in the figure below represents the monthly income and expenditure. Income is given on the y-axis, expenditure is given on the x-axis of the individual members of Ahuja family, Bose family, Kumar family, and Dubey family. For these questions, saving is defined as यहाँ पे लिखा हुआ है it is income minus expenditure. Saving is defined as income minus expenditure. I'm sure all of you have read it now, so we'll start solving questions because whatever questions are there, they are based upon this data set only. So here is the first question. Which family has the lowest average income? Which family has the lowest average income? See, the income is represented here, expenditure is represented here. He has clearly told us that this line is indicating income minus income is equal to expenditure. So can I say on this line the saving is equal to 0. On this line, the saving is equal to 0. Anyone who is below the line, he is having expenditure more than income. That means a negative saving. Anyone who is above this line is having income more than expenditure. That means a positive saving. And सीधी सीधा point ये है, if a person is farther from this line, he is having more savings, closer to the line, having lesser savings, below the line, having negative savings, or equal to the on the line, zero savings. So if anyone on the line, zero savings, below the line, negative, above the line, positive, and how far it is above, that means more savings are there. How far it is below, that means lesser savings are there. Okay. But here the question is only talking about which family has the lowest average income. Let's first of all talk about the Ahuja family. Ahuja's family's members are these three: 1, 2, and 3. And can I say on income, they are pretty on the higher side? Their incomes are pretty much on the higher side. Look at Bose family. Bose family are these three. Sorry, these were not Ahuja family. These were the Ahuja family members. So Ahuja family members are again, I mean, not as high as Bose family, as we just saw, that Bose family members are quite on the higher side. Okay. Then look at the Kumar family. Where are the Kumar family members? These are the Kumar family members. So Kumar family members are quite lower on the income side. But when I talk about the Dubey family, so Dubey family members, one is here, one is here. Just look at the height numbers, right? Dubey family's average would income would be somewhere here, right? Two guys are there. The average height would be somewhere here. This is the average family, average income of Dubey family. Similarly, when I talk about Ahuja family, for these three numbers, height wise, the average income would somewhere be here for Ahuja family. When I talk about Bose family, the average income would be somewhere here for Bose family. But when I talk about Kumar family, their average would lie somewhere around here. If you look at the heights, I think Kumar is the smallest one, Bose is the highest one. So therefore, Kumar family must be the family with the lowest average income. अभी आप ये मत देखिए वो कितना right में जा रहे हैं. Just look at this, how above or how below are these numbers. एवरेज मतलब कौन सा तकरीबन उनके बीच में लाई करता है हाइट वाइज यू वुड से दैट दीज आर द पॉइंट्स वेयर दे ऑल आर लाइंग सो देयरफॉर कुमर फैमिली इज लाइंग द ऑन द लोएस्ट वन so Kumar family is the answer. You don't need to calculate things, just by looking at the data you could have answered. Now I'm sure you can answer this. Which family has the highest average expenditure? Can you try to answer this question? Which family has the highest average expenditure? Expenditure is on the x-axis. अगर आपको highest expenditure चाहिए, I'm sure that you know what is to be done. You would look for the people who are more and more towards the right when talk about their average. ठीक है? किस family का average जो है वो ज्यादा right hand side पे आता है? That would be the answer. So if I start talking about it, once again, let's talk about Ahuja family. Ahuja family members are these three. If I talk about who is towards right, average is this guy somewhere here would lie the average expenditure of Ahuja family, because one guy is slightly below, one guy is slightly above. So average of Ahuja family would lie somewhere here. Similarly, the average of Bose family, it would lie somewhere here. That's almost, equivalent to that of Ahuja family. If you see, one member is slightly towards the right, one member is slightly towards the left. तो almost average बीच में कहीं लाई करेगा इसके लिए भी. When I talk about the Kumar family now, one guy is here, one guy is here, one guy is here. So the average would lie somewhere here for the Kumar family. One person is slightly towards the right, one person is slightly towards the right. But when I talk about the person from Dubey family, one person is here, one person is here. The average expenditure would lie somewhere here for Dubey family, isn't it? One guy is slightly towards the right, one guy is slightly towards the left. So Dubey family यहाँ पर आती है. तो Dubey family is the family which is there to the rightmost part of this graph. That means highest average expenditure was for Dubey family. So the answer for this question is option D. Dubey family has the highest average expenditure. I'm sure you all got this question, right? An easy one. I'll move ahead now from here to question number 8. Which family has the lowest average saving? Now, income is higher towards the upper side of x-axis, lower towards the lower side of x-axis, sorry, y-axis. Expenditure is higher towards the right side of x-axis, lower towards the left side of x-axis. But when I talk about savings, savings are as low as below you are or closer you are to the line. On the line, you have zero savings. If you are too much above the line, that means you have more savings. You are too much below the lines, you have lesser savings. So let's talk about savings. First of all, Ahuja family की बात करते हैं. Ahuja family is this much above this line, this much above this line, this much above this line. So their average, I mean, two of them are close to the line, one is slightly above the line. Average would be somewhere here, isn't it? The average distance of these three would be around this, right? So this is the average saving of Ahuja family. Two of the arrows are slight small, one arrow is quite large. The average height of these three arrows would be somewhere around this. So ये आ गई average of Ahuja family. Similarly, let's talk about the average of Bose family. One is this much above, one is this much above, one is very much close. I would say this is the average of the Bose family. Average saving of the Bose family or average distance from this line of the Bose family. Let's talk about the Kumar family. One is slightly below, one is above, the other one is quite much above, right? तो एक थोड़ा सा नेगेटिव है, एक नेगेटिव से हल्का ज्यादा पॉजिटिव है, राइट? इवन देयर एवरेज इज स्लाइटली पॉजिटिव, देन वी हैव a bigger one as well. I would say the average height of these three arrows would be somewhere here. So this is the distance of Kumar family. But when I talk about the Dubey family, one is having no distance from that, the other one is having slight distance. The average of zero and this arrow would be chota sa arrow. So Dubey family is again the family which is at a minimum distance from the line as far as savings are concerned. So lowest average saving अगर मैं किसी की बोलूंगा तो वो दुबे फैमिली की होगी. So you just had to see these graphs this way to answer that. हम 1000, 2000, 3000 इनकी तरफ तो ध्यान ही नहीं दे रहे. It was very easy to see for us कि हम लोग ये देख रहे हैं लाइन से कौन कितना दूर है, because farther you are from the line, more are your savings if you are on the positive side. Anyways, we have just one member on the negative side. So how far you are from the positive side. तो अगर आप देखोगे तो highest saving अगर किसी की आ रही है, that is the Bose family. हाईएस्ट अगर सेकंड हाईएस्ट अगर आ रही है तो तकरीबन आहूजा फैमिली, थर्ड हाईएस्ट इज कुमर फैमिली, एंड फाइनली द स्मॉलेस्ट इज दुबे फैमिली. दैट इज आवर आंसर. एंड दिस ब्रिंग्स अस टू द लास्ट क्वेश्चन ऑफ दिस डेटा सेट, that the highest amount of saving accrues to a member of which family. Highest saving is for the person who is farthest from the line. Who is farthest from the line? This is the guy who is farthest from the line, and this guy belongs to Bose family. So my answer is option A. Sorry, ये आहूजा फैमिली का था क्या? शायद हो सकता है मैंने वो इसके जो पॉइंट्स हैं वो डिस्प्लेस कर दिए हूं. ठीक है, शुरू में जो लिखे हुए थे एक बार वो देख लीजिएगा. सो सबसे ज्यादा सेविंग अगर किसी की है तो वो इसी आदमी की है. अगर ये आहूजा होगा तो आहूजा आंसर है. आई मीन वो शुरू के सिंबल्स में देख लेना. इफ इट्स अ व्हाइट सिंबल रिप्रेजेंटिंग इट तो आहूजा है. इफ द ब्लैक वन इज रिप्रेजेंटिंग देन बोस है. सो हो सकता है यहाँ आंसर गलत दिया. जहां तक मुझे याद है शायद हमने इसको बोस ही बोला था. पॉसिबली बी इज द आंसर अगर ये बॉस फैमिली है तो. ओके, so that was the last question. I am sure you all understood this. Now we'll move on to the next set, which is again a cat set. Please read it for 2-3 minutes. After that we shall start discussing this also. एक बार जरा करना शुरू कीजिए. I think all of you have read it, so let's start doing it now. The table below provides certain demographic details of 30 respondents who were part of a survey. The demographic characteristics are gender, number of children, and age of respondents. So these informations are given. The first number in each cell is the number of represent respondents in that group. The minimum and maximum age of respondents in each group is given in brackets. For example, there are 5 female respondents with no children, and among these 5, the youngest is 34 years old, while the oldest is 49. So, what is he telling you here? He's saying, let us say there are these people with no children. So, how many people are there with no children? He says there is one male, there are 5 female, right? Figures in the bracket are given as the minimum possible age and maximum possible age of these people. Now, if there is one guy, of course, his minimum and maximum would be the same. We can straight away say that one guy is 38 years old. But if there are 5 females, youngest among them is 34 years old, the eldest among them is 49 years old. That means the remaining 3 people, they are between 34 and 49 only. We have total 6 people in this age group, in this subcategory, people having no children. One is a male, 5 females. The male is 38 years old. The female, one of them is 34, one of them is 49. The other 3 are within this range. Same is true for people having one child, 2 children, 3 children as well. कि उनमें से कितने मेल्स हैं कितने फीमेल्स हैं उन मेल्स और फीमेल्स में से व्हाट इज द मिनिमम एज ऑफ अ पर्सन व्हाट इज द मैक्सिमम एज ऑफ अ पर्सन अकॉर्डिंगली दिस इज अ डेटा सेट फॉर 30 पीपल ओके लेट्स स्टार्ट डूइंग क्वेश्चंस ऑन दिस क्योंकि यही डेटा है इसी पे क्वेश्चंस करने हैं द परसेंटेज ऑफ रेस्पोंडेंट्स एज्ड लेस देन 40 years is at least right percentage of respondents aged less than 40 years is at least so what do we have to do people having age less than 40 we have to find them at least means minimum number of people what is the minimum number of people with less than 40 years I'm saying this one guy is definitely less than 40 because he's definitely having an age of 38 there are 5 females over here out of these 5 females one lady is 34 years of age the other 4 ladies are having their age between 34 and 49 and one lady is 49 so can I say minimum one lady is there who is less than 40 because one lady is surely 34 the remaining 4 can be of 41 42 43 and 49 एक तो 49 वाली है ही है बाकी के सारे जो है 40 से ज्यादा हो सकते हैं so we have one male over here one female over a minimum again this one male is 32 years old for sure out of these 8 females one is definitely below 40 the lady having 35 years of age बाकी की जो 7 है they can be 57 or I mean 56 55 something of that sort कि 57 के आसपास then out of these 8 males one is definitely below 40 that is this guy having 21 years of age अब एक आदमी 65 का है बाकी इस रेंज में so they all can be above 40 here one lady is again there is an age of 37 years of age बाकी 2 जो है the one is 63 one can be 60 these two they both must be below 40 because minimum is 32 maximum is 33 मतलब एक आदमी की 32 है एक की 33 है and these two one of them is definitely below 40 the other one is exact 40 question पूछ रहा था less than 40 वो नहीं है so how many people are there 2 plus 3 5 males are there 1 plus 1 plus 1 4 females are there we have a total of 9 people minimum out of 30 people who are aged less than 40 और 930 का कितना परसेंट है 30% so my answer is option D at least 30% of the people are there who have less than age of 40 Ritik Singh got A. Ritik, I hope now it is clear. अब आपको समझ आया होगा. You might have made some mistake here, right? When I talk about minimum number of people less than 40, minimum number of people less than 40 is equal to 9, which is 30% of the total. That was question number 10. I am assuming that this is understood to all of you. I'll move ahead to question number 11 now. Here is question number 11. Given the information above, that is this table, the percentage of respondents or respondents older than 35 can be at most. Now I want to maximize the people who are above 35 years of age. Here, there is one guy, 38 years of age. That means he is above 35 years of age. Here, I have 5 females, one is 34. The other 4, they all can be more than 35 because 34 से 14 के बीच में all 4 can be above 35. So I can have 4 people here. This one guy is 32 years of age, so I have no male over here. 8 people, out of which one is 35. The other 7 can be above than 35, so 7 people are there. Here, 8 people are there, one is 21. The all others can be above 35 because maximum is 65. So 7 people I can have here. Out of these 3, all 3 are definitely above 35 because minimum is 37. These 2 people, they both are below 35 because one is 32, one is 33, right? And these 2 people, one is 27, one is 40. So definitely one is below 35, one is above 35. तो टोटल कितने हो गए 7 plus 1 8 people are here 7 plus 4 11 plus 3 14 plus 1 15 people are here I have a total of 23 people out of 30 and that 23 as a percentage of 30 is 76.66%. My answer is option C. A good 76.67% of the people can be above 35. This is maximum which can be there, right? This is maximum which can be there. If you are watching this live, just tell me whenever you have a doubt. If you are watching a recorded video, so in that case, please put it up in the in the chat box or in the comment section. I would answer your question there. Wherever you have a doubt, I would be answering there. This brings us to the last question of the day. The percentage of respondents that fall into 35 to 80 is at least 35 to 40. At least means minimum. We want to minimize the people in this range, right? And keep that in mind that both the points are included 35 and 40. They are both included. Once again, let's start talking about it first. This one guy is definitely below between 35 and 40. यहाँ पे I can put everyone outside 35 and 40 because one female is 34 that is below 35. Others can be above 40 because we have to go up to 49 तो 40 से ज्यादा हो सकते हैं बाकी सब. Here I can have no person कैसे भी चाह के भी यहाँ पे I can definitely have how many people one person minimum between 35 and 57 because एक तो 35 years का है ही ना, right? Others are 35 and above. Above me, it can go up to 57. So they all can be above 40. That's a possibility. Here, I can have no one below between 35 and 40 because the youngest person is 21 years, maximum is 65. I can keep all these 8 peoples out of the required range of 35 to 40. So all of them can be either below 35 or above 40. So that's a possibility. Here, I must have this one person in this range, this person having 37 years of age. Here I have no one in this range. And here I definitely have one person in this range, the person with an age of 40. So one male and 3 females, that is a total of 4 people are there. And 4 as a percentage of 30 is 13.33%. So my answer is option C for this. Tell me if this is understood to all of you or not. I'm sure that this is clear. Simple questions, right? And yes, CAT used to ask some simple questions at that time, but now probably you might not find this easy question in CAT, but you can definitely find it in exam like SNAP, NMAT, CMAT, Maharashtra CET, TISNAT. In तरह के exams में you can find such sets. So it's a good practice because ultimately once you understand the concept of this minima maxima, actually this question can be made difficult as well. They have not made it difficult. वो अलग बात. Okay. So that was the last question of the day, guys. Now, if any one of you is preparing for CAT 2023, yes, we have a comprehensive program for that in which we include 300 plus video sessions along with 135 plus live sessions, mock tests, practice questions. There are so many things which can help you to prepare CAT for better, and therefore we call it a comprehensive program because it includes the after CAT preparation as well. Okay, so join us for this. Also, tomorrow I would be there with all of you for this session at 7 p.m. where I'll be talking about why is it important to start CAT prep now. On BYJU'S exam prep app, I'll be discussing about it. Join me there at 7 p.m. And if you are appearing for TISNET, we are having the last lap to TISNET. It started from 15th of February. Every day at 8 p.m. we take a session where we do the complete revision for TISNET exam. I'm sure it is going to be useful for you if you appear for it. Also, GK is which is the biggest factor in TISNET. I mean, this is something that decides whether you are going to crack TISNET or not. So 19th of February starting, every day at 9:30 p.m. we take a session for that as well. Once again on the YT channel of BYJU'S exam prep, just find it out over there. Subscribe to our channel. You will get to know about all these things. We are there on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, and Android as well. That's all from my side, guys. Thank you very much. I'm sure you like the session. If there is any problem, you can always put it in the comment section. I'll definitely answer it there. Okay. That's all from my side. Thank you very much. Have a good day now. Bye bye.